Hello fam, welcome back to Irish Agility, a platform where we simplify Agile, a platform where we strive to break down Agile related concepts to the granular level. So today I'm excited to start this new series on Scrum Master interview questions and answers, right? That I think is going to help a lot of us preparing for interviews, right? The goal is that by the end of this session or this series, is going to equip you with what you need to target your next interview. It's going to help you improve on your subsequent interviews. Remember, the secret to every interview is to stay prepared, right? The more prepared you are, the closer you are to your dream job. So if you're new to this channel, please, I encourage you to join the family. Hit that subscription button on and turn the notification bell for subsequent notifications. So today I'll be walking you through 5 questions, right? And then I will share you my own personal opinion, how you can approach those questions based on what? My personal experiences. So without taking so much time, fam, let's dive straight into the questions of today. So what is question number 1, right? Our question number 1 is a very simple question. Why did you become a Scrum Master? What's your story, right? What has your journey been like? What motivated you to choose this career path? I think what the interviewer is trying to do is just trying to connect with you, right? You have your resume in front of them, so they really want to understand where you started. Remember, as Scrum Masters, we come from all walks of life, right? I've seen Scrum Masters who used to work in the healthcare, some who used to be even politicians. But at the end of the day, there is something that binds all of us together. The fact that we are able to empower our teams, the fact that we are able to support our teams using our servant leadership abilities to help them deliver endless quality value to the end users, right? So what is your story? There is no way you can go wrong with storytelling, fam. You have to own your story, especially your story, right? So I always advise people to tell stories during interview, but make sure you go straight to the point. Make sure you're telling concise stories. For instance, during a couple of years ago, I used to work as a community development project coordinator where I supported different local communities to implement local community development projects. I remember during one of our strategic sessions, I got invited to an Agile workshop by one of the project sponsors. During that 2 hours presentation, I got exposed to Agile for the very first time, and it made a lot of sense to me. The Agile way of working made a lot of sense to me. The servant leadership style of influencing without using authority resonated with me, right? And shortly after that, I was fortunate to pick an entry-level Scrum Master opportunity, right? And since then, I've been living my dream as a Scrum Master, where I've supported a lot of teams in different organizations and different sectors to continue build valuable software. What is your story? Seize this moment to tell your story. Like I said, go straight to the point, for your story is unique, and that might be what might separate you from that pool of candidates, believe me. So let's look at question number 2. What does being agile mean to you, right? You must have come across this question, right? I mean, at the end of the day, to be honest, right, there are a lot of companies out there who are doing agile, but they're not necessarily being agile, right? Being agile is a journey. It takes companies years to get to that level of maturity, right? So at the end of the day, the fact that you might be implementing a certain framework, be it Kanban, be it Scrum, be it SAFe, be it extreme programming, doesn't necessarily make us agile. But at the end of the day, how are we living up to those agile values and principles? How are we living up to the agile manifesto, right? They say individuals and interaction over processes and tools, right? The 5 values of Scrum: respect, focus, commitment, courage, and openness. How are we living up to those values? That is what really matters, right? So personally, I feel agile is something that must first be internalized before you can externalize it. What do I mean by that? You must first make sure you embed those values in you, right? It's a mindset. Once we embed those values in us, it becomes easy for us to get rid of those siloed ways of working. It becomes easy for us to collaborate as a team. It becomes easy for us to look for ways to continuously improve. It becomes easy for us to actually come together to actually face a complex problem, right? So I think being agile is all about a mindset, right? It's all about internalizing those beautiful qualities that we all know, right? So what does agile means to you? So I think personally that's how I approach that question, right? So let's see our third question. What core skills will you be bringing to the table, right? The bottom line of this question is they want to know what value you'll be bringing to the table, right? At the end of the day, as Scrum Masters, the reason we are being hired is to come and, deliver some value, right? Maybe the company is going through a challenge. Maybe they are going through their transformation. They need somebody who will guide them through that transformation. Are you up to the task? So I think the very first thing to do is to make sure you actually understand the job description. Most of the times we go straight into interviews without even looking at the job description. When we receive a job, as long as it's a Scrum Master role, most of us don't even take the time to actually go and see the different skill sets that are being required, right? But at the end of the day, who are we as Scrum Masters, right? We are all servant leaders, right? Our servant leaders, right? We come with so much soft skills that enables us to partner with different stakeholders, that enables us to partner with the product owners, that enables us to partner with the teams to make sure that we are continuously delivering value. So if I were you, I will focus more on the servant leadership skills, right? Over the years, I've acquired and owned my servant leadership skills that has enabled me to partner with different stakeholders, to partner with business, to partner with product owners, to partner with the team to make sure that we are delivering seamless quality value to our end users. So I look forward to bring the same servant leadership qualities in this new role, right? So you want to make sure that you focus more on your servant leadership qualities, right? Don't try to list all the skill sets you know out there, but focus on what you can bring to the table. What do you do to sharpen your skills as a Scrum Master? You want to make sure, fam, you're staying relevant. You want to make sure that from time to time you're continuously improving on your skills as a Scrum Master. How do you do that? I think the very first thing is to make sure that you're actually collecting feedback from your team, collecting feedback from the stakeholders, collecting feedback from the people you are interacting with. Why? Because based on that feedback, you're able to identify gaps that you can improve on. It can be, maybe you need to improve on your facilitation skills, right? But if you don't collect that feedback, then how do you identify those areas that necessitate some improvements? Right? Number two, what I do as Edwin is I like to belong to Agile community of practices. I believe there is so much value in those communities. So you want to make sure you are leveraging on those value, on those networks is very, very important. Number three, how current are you with the relevant industry knowledge? From time to time, we have new knowledge coming up, right? Are you relevant with it? Have you read the recent Scrum Guide? Are you familiar with the revisions in the recent edition of the Scrum Guide? You want to make sure you stay current with your knowledge, right? So number one, make sure you're collecting feedback to identify gaps that you can improve on. Number two, you can even conduct a SWOT analysis on yourself, your strengths, your weaknesses, and opportunities that can help you grow as an individual, that can help you grow as a Scrum Master. Number three, make sure you leverage the value that is found within Agile community of practices. And number four, make sure you stay current with the latest knowledge, with the recent knowledge, with the recent revisions of what? The Scrum Guide, SAFe frameworks, right? And all those beautiful stuff, fam. So that's how you sharpen yourself as a Scrum Master. Number five, looking at your resume, I see you have quite a handful of experience. Give me an example of how you deal with resistances from stakeholders, right? Resistances are things that we cannot avoid. It's totally unavoidable, right? If you have worked in different environments before, then you must have come across some resistances. But when you come across resistances, what do? Do you run away from them? No. What you do is you want to make sure that you first find out why there are resistances in the first place. Why does somebody want to do certain things in a certain way, right? Why do they want to behave a certain way? Why are they objecting to you, right? Why are they objecting to transformation, right? Why do they prefer to work in silos, right? You want to make sure you're clearly identifying the reasons why they are giving you resistances. The mistake we make most of the time is when we encounter resistances, we want to just jump right away and start coaching. No, I think if we don't understand the root cause, if we don't understand why somebody is behaving in a certain way, then we can't actually help them. We can't come into a consensus, right? So I think the way you deal with the resistances is first identifying why there is resistance in the first place, and then number two, you make sure you create that partnership with that individual, with those group of people, to forge ahead a common goal. But you want to make sure that whatever resolution you have should revolve around what? The customer value, the value at hand. And that's why when you join an environment, right, you want to make sure that you invest in your relationships, right? Because in times like that, that social capital you've built is what is going to take you out of it, right? So I think, fam, we've come to the end of this series, right? I'll be coming up with our next series, might be in a couple of days. So if you found this content useful, right, drop in, like this content, drop in some comments and suggest other possible areas, other possible topics you would like me to give presentations on. I will gladly do so. And most importantly, share this content to bless someone, fam. If you're currently taking interviews, I wish you the best in your interview. And most importantly, if you're just looking for someone who can help you improve on your skills as a Scrum Master, if you're looking to get a SAFe Scrum Master certification, then please feel free to drop me an email and I'll be able to help you get that certification. I'll be able to help you improve on your Scrum Mastery skills. Thank you, fam. Peace.